What's up, YouTube? It's Brandon from RØDE Films, and today we're going to do an unboxing video of the RØDE PodMic and some accessory kit. We got a kit with a couple of pod mics. They came with desktop stands, XLR cables, and I think some foam wind pop filter covers. So we're going to do an unboxing video. We don't really do unboxing videos here, but we're going to try it in our brand new podcast studio. Before I turn it into a podcast studio, may as well take advantage of the lighting and do an unboxing for you. So we're going to unbox some of our podcast stuff. Here we go. So here we go. We got the box ordered right from our friends at B&H. They did not send it to us because we are not that cool. We ordered it and UPS dropped it off. So let's get into the unboxing. So today we're unboxing the RØDE PodMic and just gonna see what comes in the package. Also, as mentioned, we got the accessory kit that came with a couple of 10-foot XLR cords. It came with two wind covers or pop filter style foam covers, and it came with these telescoping tabletop microphone stands, which should be pretty useful, but we also ordered some podcast arms, which we might do a review on after this. Okay, so opening the PodMic box. RØDE usually sends things in nice packaging. Of course, one of the largest microphone manufacturers out there. To be honest, I typically prefer Sennheiser microphones, and I do, of course, really like the Shure SM7B microphone. That's what I use for our voiceover work. However, at $399 a pop, that's not exactly going to work for us to start out our podcast. So we're building this podcast studio so that we can further kind of implement services for our clients. We have a lot of space here at RØDE Film Studios. It's about 5,500 square feet. Tons of different sets, tons of different rooms, and this in particular space used to be an employee of ours' office. It's been abandoned for a little while, turned into some storage, but we figured we may as well make use of it and turn it into a podcast studio. So that's what we're doing in here. But like I said, we're just getting into the podcast game. We don't have any clients for it or anything. We're building it from the ground up. So instead of spending, $399 on SM7Bs, we got these pod mics from RØDE. They have amazing reviews. A lot of people use them. They're quite affordable. And gotta say, this is a heavy microphone. It feels more robust than actually say any microphone that I've ever picked up. It's probably the heaviest microphone I've ever picked up. Yeah, PodMic, it says made in Australia. It is a RØDE QA passed, and yeah, seems pretty durable and solid metal, very, very heavy. And all that came in the box was literally the microphone. So that's for the unboxing. So much for an unboxing video. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Certainly not. So that was the first unboxing video we've done and the quickest. So I'll read some of the specs that are on the box. It's got an internal pop filter, which is nice. I was actually wondering on these podcasts, I often see people using microphones without a pop filter. And I know that typically on podcasts, people prefer that thicker, compressed audio sound that has a lot of pops in it, I guess, sort of a broadcast voice, sort of. However, at the radio station, they do use pop filters. And I always wondered why these podcast people, how do they get away with without having a big pop filter in front of their mouth? But internal pop filter, that's a great feature I didn't even know about. It says broadcast quality, rugged build, 2-year warranty. And I can vouch for that rugged build. Like I said, this is probably the heaviest microphone I've picked up. I was a professional singer for about 15 years. I've owned all kinds of microphones, from $80 microphones to $1,000 microphones, and this microphone is pretty freaking heavy. Let's see. So the PodMic Dynamic Podcasting Microphone is a broadcast quality dynamic microphone designed for podcasting. It has a rich, balanced sound with an internal pop filter to minimize plosives, and internal shock mounting to reduce vibration. The PodMic is optimized for use with the Rodecaster Pro integrated podcast production console, but will also offer exceptional results with any high-quality microphone interface. We're not using the Rodecaster Pro on our productions. We already have several Zoom LiveTrack L8s, I think that's what they're called. We use them for our broadcasting jobs and multi-camera event productions. However, we have a few extra laying around the studio, so we're going to use them in our initial podcast setup, and they seem to be a pretty good mixer, similar to a podcast mixer, but doesn't have some of the fancy bells and whistles. It doesn't have any internal compression or many internal effects that you would typically find in outboard gear, but it does work great for podcasting. It records podcasting. It's a mixer, and we do all of our audio post-production anyways, so it's going to be a good solution for us since we have them laying around. So this says it's a broadcast quality dynamic capsule designed for speech applications, internal pop filter to minimize plosives, robust all metal construction, optimized for use with the Rodecaster Pro console. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I honestly was expecting a little bit more from this video, so short and sweet, and now we can get right to installing it into our podcast studio, and we'll take you guys on a tour once we get it done. Well, first recording in the podcast studio.
Hello, I'm Rachel Bianco.
I am Fat. I'm Brandon.
Don't say that. Cut 2.
So we're testing out our new podcast space that we're building to help our clients out with their podcast needs, because I think we'll be able to help more people and in turn help us by bringing in revenue.
Right.
Do you think that people out there will utilize a podcast studio that looks like this?
Absolutely.
One word answers, all right.
Yes, they do. They can use, we're going to have multiple different rooms also. This is just number 1. I believe we're going to have 2 or 3 different style sets. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're going to have a few different podcast rooms. This one was a pain in the ass to put together. I wanted to start out with a project that I knew I could accomplish. We had these 3D panels in the studio already from a different set that we had built, their leftovers. I still have a ton more actually. And what I did was I put up on the blank wall, I put up 2 2x4s running parallel to the ground to get about a 2-inch gap between the panels and the wall. And then I screwed in I think it was like masonite or some kind of thin board, and then glued these 3D panels to it, roped a LED rope light around the whole contraption, and then the pink lights are NAND light RGB tubes on the floor. So that's pretty much it. This is our brand new podcast studio at Dream Pilot Films, and we wanted to kind of show you how it's going to look. I will point out that later today, when Amazon gets delivered, we're going to have some podcasts, those microphone arms. So we have 2 options, the microphone stands or the microphone arms. And this room here can easily fit 2 people, but we also have our main studios where we can do anything from 2 people all the way up to, well, anything from 1 person all the way up to a full-on talk show production. So in addition to our white seamless curved cyc wall, our living room set, our black infinite space, our back alley, kind of like a behind a New York City brew pub set. We also have the newsroom set and several other sets. We now have our podcast studio. So pricing is online, www.dreampilotfilms.com. Look for the book us or pricing tab, and in there is some podcast pricing. Pretty affordable. We can do all kinds of things, including multiple camera angles. We're just doing a simple 1 camera here for this demo, but we'd love to help you, and we'd love to hear your voices. So give us a call, send us an email, and we'll see you when you come in. Thanks so much.